Copy link. We're all good. We're all good. So the cool thing with the YouTube lives is that, like, I know with Instagram, it just deletes it right away afterwards.
Yeah.
But with this, I just leave it up so people can watch it back. So, if the number drops to 0 or whatever, I don't get discouraged. We just keep on rolling. We've been doing pretty good with these so far. So we'll start off just Couching It podcast. We got Kid Vibe here. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Thanks for having
virtual, but it's good to see you again finally.
Hey, it's what has it been like? Probably like 4 or 5 years at least.
Yeah, a good 5 years. We can get into that a little later. But how have you been, man?
I've been pretty good. Just kind of like keeping up. Same old. Really into the music. I've been kind of on a new adventure. Just started doing shows again. Kind of like working on bringing new acts in. I wanted to start growing because, like, I started doing the local scene again because I felt like that was a really good start. And bringing the local scene is definitely how you bring more people into some of your larger events as well. Just making sure you have like the local base and all the above. So basically, now we're kind of adventuring into bringing some bigger people. Like, I got someone coming in from. His name is Zach. He's a stand-up. He's off of a show from MTV, Jackass.
Okay. Oh, I know who you're talking. Zackass. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. We've collaborated on a couple, posts and stuff like that, which is cool. And he's super down to earth, really funny. His parodies are hilarious. He makes a lot of different like parody songs, like of like older songs, that we grew up listening to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just kind of like the sweet spot for me because I'm like every time I like am just scrolling through because I'm not really on social media as much. But when I go past this stuff, I usually just die.
Yeah. No, I follow him. It's kind of weird. Social media doesn't really show you who you follow anymore. It's just like what they think you want to see.
Right.
So, yeah. Facebook is kind of.
You're talking about something, you get an ad.
Yeah, the cookies, dude. That's for sure a thing, man. I don't know if they're like actually listening to your phone or if it's just like I don't know what it is, but dude, yeah, that shit's fucking. It happens, man. It happens. It's true.
It's crazy. Like I'm talking about like steak barbecue or something like that, and the next thing you know, it's talking about some place I've never heard of. I'm like, why is it bringing up steak barbecue? I don't remember talking about steak barbecue, and then it just pops up, and it's like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it.
Yeah, and then you get it. So they got you.
Exactly.
But back to the music, yeah. When I was kind of like into the music scene, you were always like the person that got everybody together, as far as I could see. And whether it was on stage or behind the scenes, you played a pretty big role in any anything that was worth going to, as far as I was concerned in the Madison area. And yeah, you've been branching out a little bit now. You're in like Michigan. Where else are you all going?
So I just booked a festival in Indiana. Um, got some pretty big names on that one. Can't really announce too much about it right now, but I'm also kind of doing like some other stuff. Like I think it's like Harvest Fest and like RSP Fest with the guy. I'm trying to remember his name. Sean Kingston. Remember that guy?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yep. The you way too beautiful girl. That's
Yeah,
what that was in like middle school when that shit came out, dude. I'm fucking old. I'm 34.
I looked that up. Billions of views.
Yo, I
Billion.
bet. I bet.
And I was like, that's pretty interesting that he's gonna be on this lineup, and it's like, yo, like used to listen to this. He dropped a song not too long ago with like Wiz Khalifa and like it was like Akon or someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that one was a hit too. I'm not even gonna lie. That was like 8 years ago.
Yep, dude. Beluga Heights, I think there was one. He came out with like one a couple years ago where it was just like all raps. And that was pretty good too.
Really?
Yep, yep. It
That-
might have been more than a few years ago, but that was when. So like the whole thing for me is I got some roommates and they were just having people over all the time. Not that they were not trustworthy people, but
yeah.
just having my whole setup there. And then I got a girlfriend who didn't live in some prairie. She lived in Waterloo, so like 40-minute drive. And I was staying over there all the time, so I just ended up packing up my shit, locking it up, and you get into your routines, and music wasn't in my routine, so like I just felt like the podcasting was the easiest way for me to like get myself to come back down here and use my equipment and stuff. And I have that song that I got from you with you on the hook.
Yo. I
At
was
the time, I think my girlfriend would have killed me if I fucking worked on that shit. But that's
wondering,
over and done with. I got a fiance now. I got a kid, so that's pretty fucking cool. But
hell yeah. Honestly, music sometimes it's always fun, but like life will always pick like the best route for you, and you know what I mean.
yeah,
Sometimes it's not right away, but life's always making adjustments.
yeah. I felt in the music thing. I always felt like I wanted to be more behind the camera than in front of it. As far as like I love making music, but the whole like when I was doing like making music videos and stuff, it just didn't. I don't know. Either I'm camera shy, which I know I'm not, or it just didn't feel appropriate. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
No, I
But
feel that too. I mean, I came from what, like out there in the middle of Cottage Grove, where there's cornfields, and it was just like I didn't fit into the music I was making then, and then over time, it kind of like grew on me a little bit more, but
yeah,
the behind the scenes, like that's why I love throwing shows. I love helping artists get shows, even find producers and do whatever. It's fun to me. I got a lot on my schedule, but I will still find the time to do this because you know it's fun, and I enjoy doing it.
yeah. And there's a lot of dope dudes in Madison. Um, I don't want to start name dropping and accidentally leave somebody out and hurt some feelings, but there's some dope people in Madison right now, and they're working. They're working. I can see it. So hopefully, all of us can like we can start getting obviously you on the podcast here, but it would be cool to have you like kind of mediate getting us some interviews and stuff. We got 4 seats here, so plenty of the two other guys that I got, my co-hosts Nick and Zach, shout out. They're down to talk about whatever, so and we always rotate the seats out too. If somebody can't make it, we have people fill in.
Maybe when I got some more free time, me and Zach can come through when we're in the Madison area.
That would be super dope. That would be super dope. And there's an update for my interface that I can plug in a USB mic now. So technically we can have 5 people. So that should be pretty dope. I wanna I have the Rodecaster Pro, so it records everything as one file. And then I send it to a dude to edit it. Shout out to Dane, my editor. But you can run it directly through Pro Tools and record each individual track, which I want to get to, because then I can just go by one of the what is it, the M Audio, the Scarletts, just get the 8 bus, whatever it's called. I'm really out of the loop on these technical terms for all this equipment and stuff, but yeah, I got a lot of goals for the podcast. But what about you? What do you got lined up?
So this year I got 12 festivals going on. We've done 3-4 of them already. We had one in Michigan, one a little bit further down, closer to Kansas, and then basically we had another one that kind of it didn't happen. So we were just we ended up booking an Afroman tour. So we did we did 6 dates with him instead of going on and doing that festival, because it would have been roughly the same distance if we had to go all the way down to Florida instead of sticking around in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But that was the craziest tour I've done. I mean, just road condition wise, because we had to go to Iowa and Nebraska, and it was just incredibly snowy weather. Just you couldn't drive through it. There's 100 semis in the ditch. It was crazy.
Damn.
I definitely wouldn't recommend driving in January, February, especially in the middle of Iowa to Nebraska, because just the flatlands, it's blows it, and then the snow just keeps accumulating in the middle of the road or wherever, and then
piles up.
Yeah, and then it's just extra slippery on top of it. But
yeah, I've been listening to your song Slammer. I was looking for songs to use as background music for some reels, and that's the first one that popped up. I think that one went viral with Zach.
Yup.
That audio, yeah, that song's fucking hard, dude.
By the way, shout out to Slammers. We got a brand drop coming here, a little collaboration. Can't talk too much about it, but shout out Slammers. They'll be coming here soon.
Oh yeah, so do you have your own clothing line?
Yeah, that's called Down to Hearst. There's this logo in the background.
Okay.
On my shirt, but mostly that was kind of the form of the shows and getting everything put together. And then I'm not saying I grew out of it, but Down to Hearst is a business name. I mean, it's cool, but it kind of sounds sinister and kind of scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got a metal feel to it.
So if I'm over here trying to book country, I don't think it's gonna work. Or maybe even some EDM acts.
Yeah.
I don't think it's always gonna work because the Down to Hearst. So I ended up switching it up to Nostalgic Vibes. Just kind of
okay.
Yep. Switching up, kind of giving it a little bit more lighter feel, so people aren't oh, this is maybe a mosh pit show or something where there's just gonna be the metal. You know what I mean? There's people who can't even read my shirt, and it's what is that letter? What does that say?
Yeah, yeah.
I always take it as hey, You know, that's a way we can like connect instead of like someone just kind of looking at you just weird and just not really saying anything.
That's a really good way to look at it. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's like one of the main ways that like I've heard people can like connect and stuff like that because like older folks will be like, "Hey, what does that say?" Or like if you're in a bar, it's like, "Is that a band? Are you in a band?" You know what I mean? And then you can be like, "Oh no, this is my friend's shirt, down to hers." He
Yeah,
bought those, and it's like free promotion, you know.
yeah, that's sick. We have. I wonder if I have any laying around here. I don't think I do. I bought a bunch of hoodies and T-shirts. I should have a logo around here somewhere, actually.
You know what would have been sick if you were like, you know, we actually have hoodies and T-shirts, and then the next thing you know, you're like, "Oh wait, boom."
Yeah. So I found like we'll have like we made a couple. It's basically just this logo like on a blank thing, which is like it gets old. It's cool to start, which like your close homies they can like
Right.
you can make $20 off them or whatever. But I want like I don't know. I want something that hits, like logo, and then something dope on the back design, and maybe like small writing on the sleeve. Something that actually looks like something like somebody would want to wear, not knowing that it's our stuff. And
Right.
then like release a photo of it and do a pre-order and then see how many because I just got 2 boxes full of shit here now that like and it's like there's not a really with a team of three it's kind of hard to split up profits when it's just a whole nother area to get into that I'm excited to get into, but it's definitely you gotta strategize for sure.
It's, you know, it's kind of like this for bands. A lot of bands come off the back and be like, "Hey, you know, let's just make a band tee where it's just gonna have our letters and stuff like that, or just the name." And then people don't really think about like not many people just want to keep rocking the same like band tee. Like some
Yeah,
people will, you know, there's some diehard people that will be like, "Yeah, man, this is my favorite shirt." But like if you come up with like a clothing brand like type design, you know, instead of just like like I have one that says Down to Hers Gaming because we have like a gaming team and stuff
yeah,
like that. That does so great for so long, you know. But if you have something that with like the whole like clothing brand feel, you can kind of like open up a larger market for yourself and more
yeah,
people be like, "Yo, I want to get that," or "Yo, that's cool. That has a dope skull on it," or you know.
yeah.
But going back to kind of like talking about those festivals, I got another one coming up here, Boonie Bash. That is up in Gold City, Michigan. When I thought about Gold City, Michigan, I was thinking, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be going to some really rich like city, and there's, I'm gonna be walking down the yellow brick road. But it's kind of like out there in the boonies. You know where what is it called, the Mackinac Islands or
What up, Nick? Sorry, I was reacting to the chat. Sorry, do I know what?
the Mackinac Islands.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, somewhere
Where's
out there, kind of like the top by like Canada.
okay? Oh shit! There, yeah. Is it in Wisconsin?
Actually, I think it's up in the upper part of like Michigan.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
But
but
yeah, no, we
I've
have a
never
pretty
been there.
cool festival going up there. It's their first year doing it. Which I've been going to a lot of different festivals in Michigan where it's like their first year doing it, and it's really cool. You know, it's not like they're super busy. It's like you'll like literally have as many people there as like at a local gathering, maybe at the annex or something, maybe like 90 to like 200 people. But like that's from 10 years from now, I'll probably go out there and it'll be 6 7 times is large, and they'll have larger names. Like I went to one last year and they didn't have anybody, and now this year they got like Dizzy Wright, Mike
Oh
Jones,
shit,
and
dude!
some.
Dizzy Wright's fucking. That brought me back. Is he still like popping? I haven't. I'm so
So
out of the loop in some areas.
is actually pretty poppin' in like some. I think is more poppin' down south. For me, I'm kind of out of the loop as well because there's so much music coming out all the time, and
Yeah,
most of it like the new generation is like the trap stuff or like the more auto-y, more auto
yeah.
tune stuff, and I don't mind some of that, but like for people who are just dropping like 10 projects in a year, it's like hard to keep up,
Yeah.
or with all these new artists that just kind of pop up because like that's another thing, all these guys have DistroKid or the online, distribution where back in the day, it was kind of harder, to have.
That's no, that's literally why I stopped too. That was one of the big reasons was I was sick of only posting to SoundCloud and YouTube. Like I wanted to be on Spotify and Apple, and nobody in my group. It was all on me as far as like getting it to that next level. And that's no shots at my team. It's just we didn't know what to do, and now I think you can just get a license right through DistroKid, right?
Yeah, it's something like that, and then just throws it up on all of them.
Yeah, because I know you can either like that's what I did with the podcast. I got a LLC, and then I got a lawyer. I got the trademark on it on the name of the podcast, which took like 3 months of waiting. And like I didn't want to be one of those people that sacrificed their stage name or their artist name because they only had the rights to their legal name. Like I had so many friends posting as their given name because they
Right.
didn't have rights to their stage name. And it was like, for one, if you blow up, you lost all your privacy. Not that even, if you're not hiding anything, it doesn't matter. But still, some people care about that. And two, you like you're losing out on your stage name, which is part of the
Whole,
whole.
you know.
Yeah.
It's
So
like how you gonna have all your music on one name and then you're gonna have to switch it up to another because you lost it. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. And I've had a lot of friends that have ran into that issue. I have to the shit that our group was Winner's Circle. I've looked that up. That's taken. So I missed out on that, but it is what it is. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, like
I kind of hope one of these days someone comes and just copyrights Kid Vibe. I think it's already copyrighted because I'm sure my team's already got on that. But if they didn't, and someone came around and copyrighted Kid Vibe, I wouldn't mind because that's just giving me more motivation to get Kid out of my name, and just a vibe. Like I came up with that name like 10 years ago, and like if I'm Kid Vibe until I'm 50, I'm not gonna be so much of a kid anymore. You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah,
but like I don't know. So far, what I see is like the biggest next step for like everything that I'm doing is getting more
getting more what? Sorry.
larger features, bigger songs with
Oh
bigger.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I know that's kind of what I was like back in the day. My buddy was like, it's like I can get a Twista feature for like 3 grand or 6 grand or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. It was a while ago, and I was like, I'm in, dude. I'll go half. Like I'll save up for a summer. This is like 12 years ago, and he's like, nah, fuck that. We could go buy the best microphone. And I was like, fuck, we could go record a verse on a USB mic. The feature from him is going to bring us so much farther. But like our heads were all in different places, you know? That's the problem with having a team sometime, but we all were
I
our heads were like the goal was in the right area with just different ways of getting there.
Yeah, no, you guys were killing it. Either way, you know.
Yeah.
But
But
what were you saying, bro?
No, like the whole thing with like boosting posts on Facebook. I thought that was like a really good thing, and it was. The only bad thing about it is that once you do it once, you have no reach without it. Like your posts don't get anything unless you put money into them. So with the whole rebrand with the Just Couching It podcast and stuff, I haven't been doing all my promoting and stuff will be like outside sourcing, not boosting posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, and sometimes let me put it like this: your guest can really put some motion in through your podcast. Like, let's just say you got Theo Vaughn on here.
Yeah.
Essentially, that would probably bring you an X amount of followers, and let's just say that you had someone that was like, "Yo, I could almost sponsor you because this is gonna have so many views going through it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have that as another option. That's kind of like what I'm playing out with some of these larger shows, and that's why I felt like it was more of a investment doing more local shows with less larger acts than finding a bigger venue where I can make more money with a bigger act and make which is I'm still here. I'm a die hard local supporter, but
Yeah,
hopefully.
you got to do what's you want to help everybody out as much as you can, but you got to help yourself too.
And that's another thing with Madison. I feel like the saturation here is incredibly large, just because nobody is the co-headliner with so and so, or like it's not like when King ISO's here, it's King ISO and so and so. It's King ISO and his tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, let's just say it was like Kid Vibe and Logic, that would definitely brand my name out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In
That
comparison,
sounds good together too. It has a ring to it. I like that.
I'm saying, by the way, I am bringing one of Logic's artists to the area.
Okay.
You may have heard this guy before. He goes by C. Castro.
Okay. Okay. I've heard it sounds familiar. I couldn't name a song, but
And I'm also gonna bring Jay Plaza. They're both really incredible artists, and I'm hoping to hop on tour with them as well. We could have some really crazy events, but I'm excited for this fall where most of this is going to take place. Um, I just want to keep building up, and I keep on hearing that they're going to get rid of TikTok. I keep my fingers crossed because that's kind of how I get a lot of my views.
yeah. Oh shit, we're at 30. Dope. I'm not keeping you, am I?
But you know, I think that probably almost wraps it up. Kind of got talking about like festivals and whatnot, but we
Um
can run it if you want.
before you go, since we're on the topic of TikTok, just like what are your thoughts on like some people don't like it and some people like I think it's just another tool to get yourself out there, honestly.
So I know people who just do really cringy, funny like content that people will watch like 2 or 3 times just to laugh at it. I know people who do dad jokes, strictly dad jokes, because hey, dad jokes are great, and people just kind of get stuck to that. But I don't recommend TikTok for young children because there's too much adult stuff on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, for musicians, I recommend TikTok. Same thing for businesses. You can get a TikToker or someone on there to do something for your business. It's basically 100%, you know, gain if they're actually somewhat, popular.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's just kind of like what I think of TikTok. If they do ban it, it's gonna do a lot for artists. I know there's a record label that recently banned it. and some of the artists from that label, their numbers have gone down significantly. So I don't know how they're gonna bring those numbers back up, but hopefully they find a different platform that maybe adjusts that for them just as much as TikTok did.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Do you have any shout outs? You got sponsors you want to mention or?
Shout out Canopy Extracts.
Oh
They,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, you can say it, dude. Sorry for we can be honest about it. We gotta be PG for YouTube because I'm worried about my channel.
no,
But
I
we're puffing over here. We got it.
hell,
Yeah,
no,
shout out your
that.
places, man. Give the plug.
Yeah, shout out 906 Can a Couple, Booney Bash, Slammers for slamming around, making that track. We're gonna be doing some cool stuff here soon. Um, Club LaFleur out in Hartford, definitely doing their thing. One of the best upcoming venues and spots to check out if you're looking for a place to play video game, hang out or do whatever. That's the place. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you having me on. We're gonna have to chop it up here again soon, maybe with
Yeah.
like a special guest or something.
Yes, sir. We'll get you out on the podcast and we'll come out with you to Michigan and indulge in all those local
Yeah,
festivities.
yes, we're
And
gonna.
yeah, it'll be a good time. Have a good one, bro. I'll talk to you soon, man. Peace.